Hey everyone, I'm Maggie. Welcome back to No Frills Kitchen, and today we're going to be making homemade gnocchi without a ricer. You can easily make light, fluffy, and delicious homemade gnocchi without a potato ricer, and I'm gonna show you how. And if you like recipes like this, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Before we make our gnocchi, we need to cook the potatoes. I did this the night before shooting, so I'm just gonna show you how to do it here. First, you wanna preheat your oven to 200 Celsius, 400 Fahrenheit. Then scrub about 800 grams of potatoes and prick them all over with a fork. Put them on a rack of the oven and bake them for about an hour or until you can very easily insert a knife. As soon as you take the potatoes out of the oven, you need to peel them right away. Hold one potato in a tea towel like I'm doing and carefully remove the skin with a paring knife. Roasting and peeling the potatoes like this will prevent any steam from collecting and they won't waterlog, which will ensure that your gnocchi come out lighter in texture. Once your potatoes have been peeled, allow them to cool uncovered until they're cool enough to touch. Once they're cool completely, you can also cover them and refrigerate them overnight, which is what I did and why I'm showing you how to do this while miming on a raw potato. Now we need to rice the potatoes. The reason we do this instead of simply using a masher or a fork is to ensure that we keep the potatoes light and fluffy instead of dense and doughy. If you don't have a ricer, you can use a box grater to do this. So, working carefully, gently grate your cooked, peeled, and cooled potatoes on the small holes of a box grater. Once you've riced all of your potatoes, use a bench scraper to spread the potatoes out over a clean work surface. Lightly beat one large egg and drizzle it over the potatoes. Then, season with salt and pepper. If you don't want specks of pepper in your gnocchi, you can skip this step or use white pepper instead. Next, sift about 100 grams of flour over the potatoes. Using your bench scraper, cut the flour and egg into the potatoes until it's relatively well mixed in. Gently pat it with your hands if necessary to get it to come together. Sift about 25 to 50 grams of more flour over the mixture and very gently knead it together just until a dough forms. This is where gnocchi can get a bit finicky and you're going to need to rely on touch. The dough should feel like just that, a dough. You should avoid working it too much, but you don't want it to be too delicate so that it feels like it will fall apart. The first time I made gnocchi, I didn't work the dough enough and it was so delicate that the gnocchi dissolved completely as soon as I tried to boil them. So learn from my mistakes. Once your dough is formed, gather it into a short log and set it aside. Clean off your work surface and generously dust it with flour. Then cut off about a quarter of your gnocchi dough and using your hands, gently roll it into a log that's about 3 centimeters in diameter. Using your bench scraper, cut the log into 3 centimeter pieces. This is an excellent time to boil some water and cook a couple of test gnocchi to see how they hold up. If they dissolve in the water, knead in a bit more flour to the dough. If you're happy with the integrity of your gnocchi, then you could easily stop here, cook them off, and call it a day. But if you want to have the traditional ridges on your gnocchi, roll each piece over the back tines of a fork, like this. Continue rolling and cutting until you're completely done. You can then cook your gnocchi right away, or lie them out on a floured and parchment-lined baking sheet or plate and freeze them until solid. Transfer them to an airtight container and cook them directly from frozen. The fresh gnocchi will cook in about 90 seconds and the frozen in about 2 minutes. You'll know they're done when they float to the top. Give yourself a pat on the back. You've just made delicious, fresh gnocchi. And that's how you make delicious homemade gnocchi. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more recipes like this, and if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss my next videos.